Alright, today I'm going to go through a 3-point voltage test. This is standard practice for using a voltmeter, especially on industrial equipment that you believe has been locked out so that you can do some sort of service to it. This is obviously not an industrial voltmeter, it's just what I've got laying here on my desk. And first thing you would do is just inspect these leads and make sure that they're not nicked, and make sure that it's appropriate for what you're doing. I'm going to be looking at 120 volts AC, so this is good for 500 volts AC, so we should be good. You can see it's kind of bouncing around a little bit right now. That's okay. And just for the sake of demonstration, we're going to be looking at this here antenna port. In reality, this wouldn't be the type of equipment I would use this on, but it'll demonstrate the concept. So suppose I was going to do some work to this here antenna switch, and I want to make sure that this piece is locked out. What I would do, you may think you just take your voltmeter and put it up here and get your 0 volts. The problem is, if the meter had stopped working, it would display 0 volts, whether or not this was actually live. So the way to check for that and make sure you're really locked out is I start out by finding something where I know the voltage, and I know the voltage here is 117. So what I can do is I will check this. I will go ahead and put my leads in. And they're actually in place. We can say I got about 121 volts, which is what I expect. So we know that the meter's reading. Now the next thing to do, pull these out, check what I'm locking out. Now we're at 0 volts. But suppose I had pulled one of these leads too hard or something like that, perhaps I could have damaged it and it would still read 0 volts. And maybe still not be locked out. So the next thing to do is go back. Now that I've tested the one source, now the thing to do is go back and test my known source again. Test my known source again. 121 volts. So what I've done is I checked my known source and got 121 volts. That meant the meter was initially responding. I went and checked my antenna port and got 0 volts. So that's a good sign. Then I went back and checked my known source again, got 121 volts again, meaning that the antenna port is actually locked out now. So that's how you do a 3-point test, and that's going to be pretty much a standard practice in industry.